What's up, crypto world? It is Max with the signal bar method with an XRP update upon request. It's been a while, so I guess I'll give you one. Just remember, I'm not going to go into Bitcoin, Total 3, Total 2, Total, the S&P 500, stock market, dollar, UST dominance, any of that. So you're missing the bigger picture. I only do that kind of stuff for my subscribers amongst the call outs. So here is BXRP USDT monthly, and these are shorter time trend lines, so it does look a little messy, but back, we'll just start from the beginning, 2013 to 2016, 17, there's your little symmetrical with, the scumbags clearing out leverage, loading up along through here, generating a bunch of commission for the exchanges. Remember, nobody benefits more than the exchanges when you take out certain levels and stuff. They're the one getting the commission. They're the ones making the money. So the exchanges made a bunch of money here. People probably loaded up that were insiders and then, blast off through there. A little pennant on the monthly, symmetrical on maybe the daily, but really kind of like a pennant like structure here on the monthly, very tight, very short from a monthly perspective, with one last big breakout out of that thing. And then we get just chaos from 2018 to November of 2024. And we basically kind of have this, I have trouble calling this bigger symmetrical a symmetrical just because, you tap it there. Not necessarily have a problem with the lower trend line, but the upper trend line, the fact we didn't touch it anywhere throughout here. It doesn't really, to me, look exactly like a perfect symmetrical. Like, ideally, we would have come up here, and I thought we actually were going to come up to at least 135 back here when we broke up through here. We had a nice setup on the monthly, but they came in and sold it back down, and it just is what it is. That's what we fucking got. It's just part of the, it just is what it is. So not ideal. But if we were to measure this thing out, it's going to have a measured move of around 30, just call it 30 to be conservative. And we have this shorter time frame symmetrical that started when the case was announced to the peak of the 2021 bull market run, which took us close to $2, and that was the total width of this symmetrical, which is a much cleaner symmetrical triangle. And let's get rid of that short time little thing. And basically we trade into the apex, and really it was this trend line, guys. This was a clean trend line. We break that, we back test it, we drop, we come back up, trying to hold here, trying to hold this longer time frame trend line there, right? Anything basically broken down through here gets bought up to keep it above. One last break, pump back up, get the 3-week hammer, and we also had a 3-month hammer. And it was enough at that point, right? It was, you were at this trend line, you were coming into the apex there, you were at the exact apex of kind of like this weekly symmetrical here. And if you pull it there, you had a few perfect touches throughout there, right, on the weekly. And, pretty clean when it comes to a symmetrical, right? I don't really like that we didn't touch here. Anywhere kind of in here I didn't like that it popped off the weekly, but I had called the 3-month and the 3-week for my subscribers. We get this huge pump off of there, and it was just up and away. So, that got us our breakout, and now we are where we are, and we had, I'm going to zoom in to like a daily here. We had this pennant form here. People were saying, saw a lot of rookies out there, wannabe technicians that haven't put any time into getting an education, haven't put any money into getting an education, really don't know shit. about anything, probably focused on wave theory and Fibonacci extensions and stuff. They don't have any kind of real foundation when it comes to education whatsoever. And they were saying this was a flag, and I think they were drawing their trend line something like, what's the most idiotic way I can draw a trend line? Something like that, maybe. And they were saying this was a bull flag, but anyways, it's a pennant. It's just a clean symmetrical triangle or pennant. And when you look at it on like a 3-day, it really does kind of look like a pennant, you know, or even a weekly kind of looks like a pennant. You know, the problem here is that we pumped off this red here, and you know, you can see the MACD. It almost looks like we might end up getting a divergence. 3-day doesn't have a hanging man, but it is a hanging man type of candle, and you see a little bit of weakness off that so far. I'm pretty impressed with how Bitcoin has held, or XRP has held up here. Like, pretty damn impressed with how XRP has held up, not gonna lie, off of a 3-day like that. But you can already see the MACD has rolled over. You know, we are getting a divergence right now, a momentum divergence. There's your 2-day. Both the 2-day and 3-day are gonna close tomorrow at 4 p.m. and the daily, which we're coming down off of a green. You can see the 10 crossing the 8 EMA there. So just, you know, not ideal. We are really flat on the top there, so maybe a miracle can happen before the end of the day, or maybe we'll come right back up and crack that. I'm not really sure. But been thinking about what this might end up being, and it's either going to be a top here, or, you know, maybe ends up being some kind of flag or a little pennant type of deal, which doesn't really look like it to me, but we'll find out. I mean, obviously we'll have to get through this level around 335-ish, and bottom line is that even if I was to measure this as a symmetrical, you know, I'm probably taking at least that to here, and at a minimum that's 375. But if we take this and measure it as a pennant, you know, and we measure this whole move, you know, and even if I'm conservative and I'm taking it from this swing low up to here, well, there's $12. But if I'm measuring it from the breakout point, you know, there's 14.5. So, you know, this, with how far these are away, I mean, divergence wise, I don't know, I'd probably put a little less weight on it. But, you know, so that's, I'm still looking for 14, 15. It just is what it is. You know, 7 was the measured move on, you know, and if I go to USDT pairing, it's a little bit cleaner here. You know, you can see this big symmetrical triangle. There's the breakout, and the measured move is $7. It's like 650, $7. You know, it is what it is. You know, you take it to around the breakout point. Maybe I'm being a little bit conservative, and you know, 670, $7. You know. So it is what it is. I expect to make that measured move, at least that measured move to 675, $7. It's a clean pattern. It's a clean break. That's the measured move. That's where I expect to get minimum. Does that mean we're going straight up there from here? No, anything could happen. Like, this thing could pull back. This was a big deal. I was showing my subscribers this at the time. You can see this kind of little short-term potential rising wedge. I called the last call out, I called XRP here with a stop there. I called it here with a stop there. So both call outs worked for my subs. And I said we need to get through 265. If we can crack 265, we should see a big squeeze, and that's exactly what happened through there. So the question now is, what are we going to get here? Could it end up being a little pennant, and we break out of that, and we're really taking off when people were looking at this divergence, thinking we're going to drop here. Oh, that drop's not happening. Shorts are getting screwed. People are FOMOing back in. It's pushing the price higher. Maybe that gets us our last spurt to 670, $7. But bottom line is, guys, I'm expecting 670, $7 let's call it 7, but I'm going to be a little conservative and maybe call it 650, just right here in this area. I'm expecting that to hit. When you have a pattern that clean, and you got your measured move, like you hit it 9 out of 10 times. So I'm expecting that to hit. I know we're getting this divergence. I know we got a momentum slow down and everything, but I'm expecting that to hit. So, not to mention the fact that we're dropping off this green, we're dead flat on the top of this. Like, anything could happen. This could come back up, get a green close, then you're like, could be on your way, or you're just red, maybe come into this area, maybe get back up magically, before you know it, this upcoming week. You get the right sequence of candles, right good looking daily candle, and you're just like, boom, taking off from there, right? And on top of that, you start being like, oh, there you go, get through like 350, 360. Oh my God, what's happening? I gotta cover my short. Oh, what's XRP? Oh my God, I gotta buy more. Blah, 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 blah. $7. Oh my God, I'm rich. I can retire. I have $1 million. No, you can't. You're just average, fool. Right? That's how it goes. So, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. One of the other reasons I'm thinking we're gonna get something like that is a weekly. The weekly right now is. Wait a second. That looks different then. Bear with me for a sec. Why does this not look the same? Why does it not look the same? Why does it not look the same? Why does it not look the same? Let's see here, guys. Wow, not to mention Bitcoin coming in pretty hard. Thanks, Senator Loomis, for nothing. So in the 8 a.m. close view, we've got a deeper wick down here, so this does look slightly different on the weekly. So this doesn't look as good, obviously. Like, it doesn't have the lower wick like it does in 8 a.m. view close, so that's a problem. And also the daily in 8 a.m. view has a red daily in play right now, so that ain't good either. Not to mention this Bitcoin weakness is not pretty. And I'll just give you a clue right now. It feels like they want to destroy the alt market to me right now. Just kind of looking around, I had high hopes for it. I'm still very bullish, but just what I'm seeing in the last hour, it's like they don't want to let the alts get up. Whoever is coming in and holding the market down obviously has a lot of power. And it's like they just don't want to let it get up. They're just trying to beat the shit out of it. And I feel like a lot of cryptos, when I look at charts out there, are hanging on by a thread. They're at important levels. And if they continue to push the market lower, it's probably not going to be pretty. So, somebody with a lot of power and control is obviously orchestrating that. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think it would be retail at this point, or even probably some more bullish hedge funds or bigger entities or whatever, So if that does happen, I don't know. You'll see how well XRP can hold up. It will get pulled down somewhat, at least at a minimum. It will get pulled down if the market continues to get beat down. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if the market can save itself. It's at a very important area right now. It is at a crucial area. Bitcoin is at a very crucial area. The next hours to next few days are very, very, very important for Bitcoin, and I would say the entire market, since everything just wants to follow Bitcoin. Very important. XRP has just done an exceptional job holding up here versus a lot of cryptos. So we'll see if it's able to hold up. It's just hard because somebody is coming in and they keep dumping Bitcoin. They keep selling these alts like they want to beat them down. So I don't know. The market, something needs to happen that's bullish. Otherwise, whoever is doing this is going to win, and they're going to break major levels, and it's not going to be pretty. And the exchanges are going to make a lot of money in commission. They will be the ones making the most money, or the ones that know that they're going to get a drop and are positioning themselves. So it's just pure corruption in this space, but it doesn't change the fact that technical analysis shows you what's going on. It's just showing you the supply and demand, no matter who's in control, but you can just see it. It's obvious that this space is entirely controlled. I couldn't be any more obvious. And people will be like, well, every market's controlled. Well, I haven't seen a market this controlled before, I don't think. So it is pretty crazy. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, $6.77 is still going to come no matter what, no matter how volatile this gets, no matter how far the market may drop or potentially pull XRP down. Ideally, it holds up here and gets a decent looking daily that it can fire off of. And, like I said, through this trend line, if it can break through, 350, 360, I would say it has a pretty good shot to maybe, kind of like take the elevator up per se, up to maybe like $7 to our target. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a roller coaster. You can see what happened after we made it to this close 290. It was just a roller coaster in here to get this pennant, to get the right daily where I called it out here. And then it still took a couple of days to break out there. And then they still needed to back test it to get this hammer. And finally, after creating this little rising wedge, blow it through that trend line and get a squeeze. It's been insane. And same with Bitcoin too. It's just absolutely wild action. It hasn't really been the easiest as of late. Very aggressive, very violent, very all over the place, but a very pivotal and important moment where a decision is probably going to be made here. I think a big decision is going to be made for the markets here in the next, like, literally, guys, probably by Sunday, Monday. I think a big decision is going to be made in the markets. We have the 3-week candles closing on Sunday at 4 p.m. We're going to get the 2-day, 3-day closes tomorrow. Amongst the week, obviously the weekly on Sunday, and then another new 2-day and daily, etc. So it is a really important moment. I mean, we can take a peek at the 3-week on Bitcoin, and it looks fine, but we got to make it to Sunday to get that close, right? And as long as it closes half decent without too much upper wick, I'll just pretty much see it as decent odds of a continuation candle that we could go higher off of if we aren't already higher before then. 2-week looks fine. There's not really a divergence, whereas those weekly, like, we would be threatened with a potential divergence. Another thing is if we get like an inverse hammer like this, it's definitely possible that you could see a drop off that, but just as quickly you could potentially pop back up and either get a hammer or just start going off that and continue the move. Like, it might be a drop into the ADMA and then pump back up and go, or get a hammer first or some kind of grain weekly close, pull back, and then continue the move higher. So we'll just have to see what we get. I mean, that's it. Like, I'm still thinking we're going to hit at least $6-7. I mean, if this is a pennant, you measure the move to $14-15. But I'm going to be honest, like, this kind of momentum through here is not what I was looking for. I was looking for a lot more of a move, and the week isn't over. I mean, anything could happen. Maybe we get continuation through this area here before the week's over. But I just, this kind of week, it's kind of a little bitch move, honestly, guys. Like, you set up here and that's what we get. You know what I mean? It's kind of pathetic. And we're talking about all-time highs here, too. 342. I know some exchanges traded up to like 380-ish, but the fact that we're not just plowing through here, you know, we'll see what happens with the rest of the week, but it's honestly just kind of pathetic. I mean, we fucking waited 4 years for this breakout, and this is what we get. You know, and people will be like, oh, it's a 400% move or whatever, but I mean, for 4 years, come on, dude. You know, it's not, I don't know, I'm not impressed whatsoever yet. You know, at least make the fucking measured move to $7, $6.50, $7 at a minimum. But ideally, it's like even 13, $14. Like, I'm not going to be happy. You know, I'll take some profit at 670-ish, $7, 650, $7. I'll take a little bit more at 13, but I'm not happy about it at all, not whatsoever. And obviously, like longer term, yeah, maybe we will hit much higher numbers. Maybe we will hit, you know, that $30 kind of measured move, you know, from this big breakout. Maybe we will hit it, but you know, look at the months, guys. It's 1, 2, 3 months. It's 1, 2, 3 months, right? Look at this little bitch ass move that we've done. It's honestly pretty pathetic. So this kind of shit, it just doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. You know, the month's not over, the week's not over. Maybe things can change, but we'll see going into the end of the month. I mean, there's only like 8 days left of this trading month. So, and we're going to get the 3-week close, weekly closes here on Sunday. We'll see how those close. But, I mean, look at it, you know, right there, all-time high here, all-time here, high there. This is bit stamp. So, I don't know. I'm just not that impressed. You know what I mean? I'm just not that impressed at all, you know. From a trading standpoint, XRP has been pretty exceptional on the daily, you know, like we had this move, a little inside green, that was really pretty. Then we had this one, that was really pretty, and then kind of like a continuation candle, that was really pretty. It was a lot prettier on XLM for the 28th of November, if I show you guys. Had this little inside green there, that was really pretty. Or sorry, this was the 21st, that was really pretty. I thought that was a beautiful inside candle. There's the 28th. And XLM has been really, really, really weak off here. It hasn't really done much, you know. It's moving with XRP, but not as well right now. And it shows, I mean, finally maybe going to get a little bit of relief, but I don't know if that's going to be with a pullback or not. Here's XLM, XRP, you know, coming into this trend line here. So we'll see what happens with XLM as the trend lines hit here. Around 13, but and then gold XRP still looking good, you know, pennant breakdown on the daily, coming into the ADMA here. Basically, like, XRP is going to have to make a move because gold has been on fire, breakout from its symmetrical, and probably still has some upside at a minimum. Definitely higher to go with its current measured move, but you know, XRP is going to have to make a move to like kind of keep the momentum going, right? Just like every other time, like sets up, breaks down, like that's it. That's all you're going to do out of this, you know? Like you're there, the ADMA is there, like push that down, get XRP to pop, and you can see it in the past, like, you know, down into the 8, the 10, it's chaos with them, but then down, right? And it's just, it moves, right? Until it's done. And it's just kind of the same thing every time. So, and I don't know. I mean, that's it. This was a big break. This was a big kind of pennant thing in the making, just like this one back here, you know, clearly broken down. But, not to mention that it broke down off of a green, right? So, I don't know. You can see the 8 and the 10 even crossing there on the weekly. So, I don't know. I mean, we're going to find out here soon, but XRP dominance, XRP, Market cap. I don't know, man. It doesn't look bad at all. It's just like you can clearly see this momentum weakness. And I don't know. Hopefully this ends up being some kind of pennant. Hopefully XRP can save itself. It would be ideal if it could get a green daily today. If it could get a green daily today, it might be able to save itself. But get some kind of like pennant-like structure here, like that. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you'd be looking for like higher 281 billion, and like probably look something like this on the daily. You know, we don't really have it yet, so this is like purely speculation. Like, we need to get it first. I don't really see it per se yet, but if it got really tight in here, gave me the right candle, I'd be thinking, yeah, I could maybe do something like that. But we don't have it yet. We need to get it first. I really don't. It's not there 100%, but there's 485. You know what I mean? And I have a feeling that if we really, if this is a big if XRP could really get through like 350, you know, you really could see a big move and maybe get through that and just make the damn measured move. You know, make 7 at a minimum, right? At a minimum. So that's it, guys. You know, and we are, at the end of the day, we are very flat on this top. We are dropping. Technically, this candle is green. You know, like, I'd say there's half decent odds we can get back up before the end of the day, but that's largely dependent on what Bitcoin does. You know, 2-day doesn't look bad. It is an inside green, but we're up against this 3-day red, so like, that's a problem, guys. Typically, you know, you wouldn't even want to see a pump off that. That would show me that this thing is probably exhausting itself. You want to ideally get a green daily first. It just is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, otherwise, you know, you pump off of red, you usually get some chaos, get the green, and then, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just, we can just go back in history here, you know, get the green, go. This pumps off of a red, and it's just exhaustion, right? It does 2 3-day candles, but it's just done after that. That marks the top, right? You know, green, go, green, go. Green, go, green, go, green, go, you know, much bigger moves, all healthy. I mean, this kind of even technically starts off of a red, but it's almost in line here, and just pretty healthy action, you know, same with down here. So not bad looking, little inside green, chaos there, but that's just how it goes, guys. It's just how it goes, you know. So, but regardless, we'll see what we get. I mean, we're kind of in a waiting phase right now. See what XRP can do. See if it can hold its own. Can zoom in here a little bit. See if there's anything shaping up. I mean, maybe if you can get back up. I mean, there's your 8-hour. I mean, it really does look like you get a pennant here, you know what I mean? It looks like you get some type of pennant thing here, but this doesn't look good. The 8 hours, if you get an 8-hour like that, you could drop off that. Like, this thing is going to have to really, bulls are really going to have to come in here, you know, and hold somewhere in this range. Obviously above 280, otherwise this will be completely destroyed. Could end up being maybe a flag, but that would be a really big fat flag. Wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. I'd rather see a pennant right here. There's your 4-hour. We're up against this inverse hammer right here with the 8, the 10, and the 20 rolling over. That's not good. It's just not good. I don't know. It's just not good. So maybe something like this, if we're lucky, something like that. Well, we just don't have it right now. We're just kind of like, bulls made their move out of here. Now we'll be lucky to get some type of, I don't know, symmetrical pennant type of thing, and then, you know, maybe call this like an upward sloping cup and handle maybe, and then we're kind of looking for something like this with a breakout from there. And there's 6, 612, maybe we overshoot to 7-ish, 670, something like that. See, cup, kind of handle, breakout up there. Maybe there's 611, 612, maybe overshoot a little bit, make it to 7, I don't know. Something like that, maybe. So, and after that, I mean, getting to 14, 15, I mean, certainly possible at that point. You're coming in, if we start to break up. I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. Market needs to save itself. It's at a really... Things are hanging on by a thread. Like XRP is not a real life example of what the majority of the rest of the crypto market looks like. A lot of the cryptos out there are hanging on by a thread. They've been beat to shit. They're really low. It's almost like all of the November rally doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like they're just hanging on by an absolute thread. So like this market really does need to save itself. It needs to hold up. It needs to get going higher. Bitcoin needs to do its thing. Get up, go. It's at a really important level, absolutely paramount level. A decision will be made here soon. There's no way around it. Bitcoin will have to make a decision. It can only whipsaw for so long. Orders will be hit. Leverage will be undone one way or another. And, a move will be made. So, and I know that when Bitcoin does it, all these other cryptos are going to follow because it's an absolute clown show in this space. And, it's like follow the leader in this space. And it's just, luckily, we've been so lucky with XRP. I don't want to say lucky because we waited. This has been a 4-year process to get this breakout. We're extremely coiled up and everything, but XRP has just done an exceptional job of holding up and heading higher versus most other cryptos have just not. Even XLM, it might be a little bit different from here on out, just given that daily on XLM XRP pairing, maybe XLM can start to show some strength with XRP if the market goes higher, but look at it, you know what I mean? It's kind of pathetic. So, we'll see what we end up getting. I mean, you can see the bulls are trying at least. It did drop off of a green, the 8 and the 10 are there, but they look like they're crossing, the 20 is trying to catch up here around 278. So, what I would like to see is, at a minimum, either way, get a green close, pump. Either we get rejected around 327, maybe 334-ish, and then I'm guessing like either we're breaking out and moving, or we're kind of waiting for the 2-day, 3-day close tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then maybe Saturday or Sunday we have a good looking daily and we're, what I mean, like we're moving higher and we're breaking higher and heading higher. I mean, so we'll see what we get, but bulls got their hands full. Like there's no doubt about it. A lot of these cryptos are just, I'm telling you guys, they're hanging on by a thread. They're at really important levels. They're at major levels. Bitcoin, technically where it's at, with other trend lines and stuff, it's just a really, really important level. So a decision has to be made. There's no more pussying out about it. The bulls and the bears will be pushed one way or another. A decision has to be made, no more just chop up and down 5-10 grand. It's like a decision has to be made here. And I think if it's up, it's going to be explosive. If it's down, I mean, probably could be likely just as explosive, I guess, but definitely more so to the upside. So anyways, that's enough. I've already given you enough hints and clues. So get subscribed, guys. We just had some really great call outs. Some of them went 50%, 30%, 40%. Didn't see a lot of continuation after that. And I still think some of those still have a shot, but, we're talking like 30, 40, 50% plus in a matter of days with pretty limited risk, for those call outs. So that was pretty good. We've had some other losers too. It's just been a really choppy market, but I'm pretty proud about that most recent string of call outs. They were really, really great. Moved pretty aggressively. It's just like this market is just, I don't I don't really like. I get it because I look at some of the different time frames and I see where we're at momentum wise, but I also like don't get it because some of the breakouts were pretty gorgeous, and I mean I can't really complain because it's like 30, 40, 50% in a matter of days, you know what I mean? And just we caught it perfectly, but it's just like, I don't know, it's frustrating. Like you expect more out of some of these things, and so I don't know. But what I can say is I think the next 24 to 72 hours are just going to be, they're just vitally important. They're just vitally important. And you can see it even with XRP here. I mean, dude, like, either we're going to set up here and go, or we're probably going to end up pulling back. So hopefully we end up pushing forward. I mean, you can see the bulls trying to right now off that drop off that green. 8 and the 10 are there. The 20 is catching up. That's that blue line. And not to mention anyone that was shorting in this area or just shorting the highs or even shorting this, you know what I mean, thinking they're going to get a big drop. I mean, if we do push, it's just another reason. Plus breaking the 350 to 360 area, I could see a big push. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, with all this kind of chop in here, even if we do get a green daily, I'd be kind of surprised if this thing just rallies off of that. I would be thinking there's going to be a little more chop in here, and then, I don't know, like maybe by Sunday see a move. If not this upcoming week, maybe. But I don't really see a candle I really like. I mean, I called this one, I called that one, but there hasn't really been, there's a decent short, I guess, and this was just a break of entry there, okay, but like even that was not that pretty to me, and then I think that's why you saw this pullback, and this hadn't really completed, and I thought this was even kind of an earlier break than what I was expecting, but the back test, that was pretty damn clean, and then the break of this trend line there was pretty nice. So bottom line is you need a green daily. Ideally you get a green daily, something to work with to head higher, and if this can give us some type of tightening in here, we start to see this kind of coiling in here into the end of the month, really tight, get the right candle, and then we should be able to bust through there. But and it could happen even quicker. I mean, technically, if you get a green, like yes, you have every right to go higher, but you can see the 8 and the 10 crossing there, the moving averages. So that worries me. And the fact that we don't really have like a pennant-like structure built yet, we would need to coil more, maybe into like the last few days of the month, basically, and then maybe have an attempt to go higher if it could hold up here, and then maybe have an attempt to make a strong last push, get a nice solid January close, and then whatever kind of retracement, if it needs to do a retracement for the new monthly, and then maybe make that next leg up. But at that point, I'm thinking we might not make 14 to 15, just based on kind of like the action we're seeing. It's not the most explosive. Maybe it'll be different if we make it through here and we see some big squeeze. Okay, if we do make 7, then it's a whole nother conversation to be had at that point. Well, can we make 14, 15? And that'll be a conversation that'll be had at that point to see how it's looking, to see how the chart's looking. So, we'll see what we get. That's what I got for now, guys. I don't know. Hopefully it helps, but it is what it is. Until I see what I like, there's nothing to, you know what I mean? And that's why it's important to be subscribed and to be good with your size and be disciplined and be patient and be all these things. Because even when I called this, I didn't know it was going to go for sure. I can't read the fucking future, I'm not a damn mind reader. And when I called that one too, I just kind of liked what I was seeing. I liked the setup. I liked the chart. I was looking at all the other time frames. I'm like, okay, it could get up. It's kind of a big candle. Sells off the next day. Doesn't hit our stop. Our stop was right there below the daily low. Then we get another green. Stops, trade still alive. We get a pop off that one. The moving averages don't even look right, mind you. You get a red. We drop off that red, and you can kind of see the upward sloping kind of rising wedge that I was pointing out to my subscribers, telling them, okay, we get this hammer. All right, I got to call XRP again. It's a wide wick. Be careful with size. It's a bigger candle. But if we can break this area around 265, this thing could really get a move here, a nice squeeze. And you can see the moving averages look correct there now, right? You see them rolling up out of the pattern, this kind of pennant, mind you. Even the 20 was right there. And then a close above the trend line. All right, we're looking really great, right? And then boom, there's your big squeeze candle, right? So guys, this is just a perfect example of why you want to know how to read price action properly. That is foundational. That is a foundation to your house. All these other clowns out there are always focused on like fib extensions, and they're just like, oh, we have this giant symmetrical triangle, like, you know what I mean? Like if we draw a fib extension from here to here, well, and that's not a fib extension. Let's go to our fib extension here. If we draw this and we pull it to here, then we can expect $10. It's like they have no education. You can just tell. Like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're making up terms. Like EGROG is like, oh, it's a blue ocean. If we get through $3, we're in the blue ocean. It's like, dude, shut the hell up, bro. Just making up terms, These people are clowns. Cryptos, JD, Extravod, like trying to draw trend lines and shit. Like no fucking clue what they're doing. All the girls, Casey trades, there's a couple of them. They're all focused on wave theory. They're like, oh, well, we're in ABC and then we'll have 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they just change it. They're like, oh, actually, that wasn't wave 3, that wasn't A, that wasn't B, that wasn't C. They can just change it, and make shit up. They're just making shit up. Like, who the fuck does that? They're charging people? For what? For fucking what, dude? For what? You know why you wait for the daily candle? So you know where your fucking stop loss is, dude. You're not just like, oh, this is B. I think I'll put my stop at 305, or I'll put it at 325 or 330 or 340. No, dude. You want that confirmation. You want to get in when the move is happening, so momentum is on your side. You want to know exactly where your stop loss is. You want to see confirmation. You want to see things set up right. You want to see the whole damn picture. And price action is number one. It is king. They say price action is king, volume is queen. I don't even use volume. You don't need it. You need to be able to read the candlesticks properly. You want to be able to draw your trend lines properly. You want the basic moving averages, like an 80 MA, a 10 SMA, a 20 SMA are fine. You don't really need other moving averages. It just gives you like the right clue that the momentum is moving your way correctly and all that, right? You're just giving you average prices over certain times. Obviously the exponential puts more weight to the most recent candles, but it's just showing you supply and demand in a sense, right? You're reading the candlesticks, you're seeing where the big boys are coming in, and you're jumping on the fucking boat for the ride, It's really not that complicated. It just involves a lot of discipline and patience and everything. And obviously you need a basic education to know how to read a chart properly, right? That's it. And it's just a battle against yourself with emotions and discipline and patience and, respecting your size and you can be so successful in this space. I mean, crypto is a trader's paradise. It'll be even better if they lax the regulations to give United States people, the leverage that they deserve to be able to trade up or down, to go long or short, and not just be forced to hold a crypto and not be able to really trade it per se, and not be forced to one fucking exchange like Coinbase, which isn't even liquid with their futures contracts because they're kind of new and they don't even offer the right order types. Like these exchanges, and dude, it's just a clown show out there. Government, the exchanges, like all these crypto companies, just a freak show, just an absolute freak show. These people running the exchanges, these people that own the exchanges, these people that everything. It's just an absolute clown show. Just stupid people everywhere, just fucking everywhere in this space. So that's it, guys. Hopefully it helps. Let's see if we can get something here, a correct kind of setup over the next few days. Otherwise we got a momentum divergence going on, and it might not be pretty, right? So ideally we set up here, we hold up here, we're somewhere in this range. Like obviously above 280 would be ideal. Get the right daily, and then we can be sending. And if you see it cracking 350, 360, there's probably a decent odds that you could see a big fat candle here, right? Probably a handful of them to get you to maybe like 650, $7, 670, 70. We'll see. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed, the link is in the @SignalBarMethod bio. I have a separate course that's separate. I think I have it listed for $40 or $50 for the course. I think it's priceless. And then the subscription is $9.99 a month, $10 a month, and completely different. I do the call outs there as I see them. I do daily market update videos on what I think is going to happen, what I'm seeing. I show my subscribers everything. As I see like fit, or like I feel like they need to know. Even instances where I've given out quick warnings when I thought the market was going to drop, and it did drop really quick, like the next night, just to get up viciously fast over the next 12 hours after that vicious drop. So it's just things where, constant updates, call outs as I see them. And, that's it. I'm not always right. There's still wrong trades here and there, but I am right a lot of the time. And when I am right, the trades tend to work out really, really well. So, I'm not perfect, but I have been doing this almost 20 years. And I can tell you right now, I'm becoming my best self. Going through a lot of personal shit, relationship shit, stuff like that. So typically whenever I'm going through something, I dig pretty deep. I start to, supplement and, making green juice, doing all the things you should be doing, sweating in the sauna, infrared sauna, stuff like that, just to be your best self and be on point. So I'm trying my best right now to do that and be my best self. So hoping that it correlates kind of with the trading and the call-outs and everything. So anyways, guys, hopefully that helps. Hopefully XRP holds its own. Hopefully it makes $7, and then maybe once it does, 650 to 7, maybe I'll do an update video. All right, good luck out there. It's not easy. I'm always wishing everybody success because it is not always easy.